we as a society are approaching 100% digital connectedness, and digital is pervasive across society, across across our lives. But what's interesting is that when you actually look at organizations, they were early adopters at one point. So the first time you interacted with Microsoft or a computer was probably inside of some type of organization. First email address I had was from my university. But for some reason, and society was actually slow adopters. But the moment technology began to look mobile and social, society, the moment it looked more like society, they adopted it into their lives and at record numbers, and they haven't stopped, and it's pervaded every single aspect: banking, dating, relationship building. But for some reason, society's gone like this, but organizations, when it became mobile and social and more open, became closed and kind of stagnant. And so where we're at right now is there's a gap between where organizations are digitally and where society is digitally. And we have to figure out how to close that. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting about the panel was part of that closure starts with organizations realizing that they're closed. And so we talked about our president not being able to have a BlackBerry when he first took office, which, that's how the world runs. And yet, and so institutions and organizations, government, universities, and businesses have to first come to grips that they are behind where society is. I think organizations putting out data too can look at it as there's a potential negative because everything is about having to be a transparent organization, or you can look at it as an opportunity to build competitive advantage because here's an entirely new landscape that you can operate in, and so not only can you share data, but from that sharing of data you can build collaborations with partners that you never would have been able to if you didn't open the data up to the world. So I think there's really two pieces, which is one, we have to be cognizant of how we're using that data, but two, we have to look at it as an opportunity versus a threat. So I think reputation is key, but reputation is really driven by actions. And I think in the social space, it's as much about the actions that you take as it is engaging in the conversations to let people know what your actions are and to hear what their thoughts are about your actions and creating a dialogue around what you're actually doing as an organization. And I actually think that the real test of an organization in the social space is, can you actually be a community member? And being a community member doesn't always mean that you have something to say. It also means that you listen and respond. And I even think even more than that is you highlight conversations that are happening from other community members so that the rest of the community can appreciate what you saw.